and one guy, he was up there with our mum, and he went up there, and he
was coming back down
towards us, and he goes, "Run! He's got a gun!" And our heart started to pound, and I said, "Oh, Mum, where's Mum?" And poor Mum was stuck up there, but apparently our brave Mum, she goes, "Are you all right?"
Because he had all blood
all over his face. And he goes, "I'll shoot you." She goes, "Hey, I'm here to help."
And Mum distracted him to make him look the other way, and he looked the other way, and Mum ran into the bush
behind the fence. And the guy goes to her, "I'll find you and I'll shoot you."
I got a reason to speak what's on my mind. You know I've always loved you all this time. But you gotta understand the seasons of our lives. We haven't always seen things eye to eye. You know we can't go on, living on our own. So say goodbye to yesterday. If your heart is with me, then it's better you stay. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We need a reason to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. I got a feeling, you know what's on my mind. You know I never left it undefined. Think you understand that we cannot rewind. Our future could be redesigned. You know we can't go on, living on our own. So say goodbye to yesterday. If your heart is with me, then it's better you stay. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We need a reason to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on. We need a reason to go on. We're holding on to something. We keep on coming up with reasons to go on.
Kawhi is, you know, what I...
You all right, big fella?
You all right?
No.
Catching a cramp?
Go ahead, keep talking, Chuck.
Yeah, we on TV.
I know what we're doing. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's that olive oil you've been drinking.
I know.
Hey, take some matches with you. Hey, listen, he couldn't hold it.
He can't hold it.
After 40, he can't hold it no more.
That's at first.
He can't hold it.
Unless
hold
he's
it no
got
more
something.
after 40.
That wasn't something planned, was it?
No,
That was not
at all.
planned.
Hey, listen, he was in the back talking about he's going to drink alcohol to clear up his
No, he's been drinking the olive oil.
You know what?
Olive oil to clean his gut. It's cleaning his gut.
I did not like his gait as he left. That was not a typical walk right there.
Hey, he been drinking. He says He read somewhere if you drink a shot of olive oil.
I saw them doing that the other day in the makeup room.
They've been doing it. They're going to do it. You have to do it for 2 weeks.
No, well,
And
you're going to miss a lot of airtime then.
Hey, listen.
Listen, I just hope we got enough matches around here.
Please turn this mic on.
You're listening.
Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
WATP with Christian, Eric, and Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time.
Open your mouth, close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters, the only show on this network that was drafted in the 5th round. He's Eric Zane. I'm Christian Bladt. EZ, how are you today?
I am never better, and I'm so glad you mentioned that. That has been quite a story. I'm so glad that you're all over it, and we are too.
Oh my gosh, there's some fun we're gonna have with Shedeur Sanders or possibly Shedeur Sanders if you're Chris Russo. So we will get into all of that a little bit later on. We've also got some sequels to a couple of great clips from last week. I'll tease the fact that it's a couple of the things you just saw during the countdown. You know, we're having a really fun show before the show, the pre-show. We're talking to the chat. You're insulting people, or you're insulting the Buzzmeyers. You're insulting Bon Jovi. You're insulting veterans. It's fun. Everybody needs to get here as soon as we go live to be part of the chat, right?
Absolutely. You know, that's part of the fun. So that's, get in there and throw a few bombs, drop a few bombs, have some fun, and away we go.
Yeah, and we have important chats like the Lion and Cub says, this is the best show on the network. Oh, the best without Carl. Well, this is the only show without Carl. God damn it, Lion and Cub, you tricked me. And he does point out that we are here and ready for some Bears. You're going to have to wait for the Bears. I got too much stuff, but don't worry. I do have some amazing Bears. You know they're good Bears clips when they are sent to you by Chad's missing upper lip. And there's a reason I'm saving them for the end of the show. I come buckets. I sure do. $2. Thanks for the $2. This show blows. Well, you can tell us that we blow, but do we suck? So go to whoarethese.com to find the number to leave us a voicemail. Just say it's for WATB. While you're there, sign up for the Patreon or become a YouTube member. You will get 2 bonus episodes every month. And watch WATP recorded live Wednesdays and Saturdays. We are just a little over a week away from Hackamania, May 9th through the 11th in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Go to hackamania.com. Use promo code WATP and save 10%. And also, WATP and The Dick Show will be in Boston June 21st. Go to WATP Live for tickets. That show will sell out. Now, I don't know how well you keep up with Dick Masterson, but he's about to have a baby. So no one will ever see him again, probably after that day. At least not in public. Yeah.
He's going to be AWOL as soon as the baby comes to town.
Yeah, lots of late night streams where he's just crying because.
Okay, good. Yeah. Everybody should experience that, in my opinion.
I agree. Do you agree with DeWire Christian that people tune into this podcast to see if it'll be canceled by Carl?
Do they tune in for that?
Yeah, I mean, if Carl were to do that, I would want him to just pop in midair and be like, "You guys are done." You know?
Yeah, I mean, if he's gonna do it, he's got to do it dramatically like that. I would, that's what I would do.
Right, exactly. All right, so before we tell everybody how super chats work, we do have to make some amends for last week. And Easy, you might not even remember this.
I do remember this.
Yeah. So we are not that smart, and I'm putting us both together. I'm not putting all the blame on either one of us. We are not very smart. So the high chat last week was Ange here with some kind of denomination, 500, and the chat let us know that was $48. And Ange, we really appreciate that. And you said, I like giving slow people the stranger's hand. If the show ends the way it is right now, where we only have $2 for my cum buckets, then Ange, you'll be the sign off there. But I don't know if you guys are brave enough to give us $48.01. But also, you know what would be fun? You know, it'd be really funny. So we've got 48 people watching right now. Wouldn't it be funny, Easy, if each of them gave us $5? Just kick it over right now. We'd knock out the goal right away, and we could just have fun. Don't you guys want to have fun? So, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, gifted memberships, and of course, Rumble rants.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So that would be fun.
That's good. But remember, Mr. Majestic / Duke of it's the same guy. He's got 2 accounts.
That's your theory, that he's the Duke of the delusional. Yes.
He is.
Okay.
It's the same twat. He writes, floors me that this show begs for weekly money, but alienates giant swatches of potential audience contributors. Holy shit. You got it figured out.
Well, I Come Buckets doesn't like us, and he gave us money. So fine. Waver, thank you. Yeah, we should really check out the isotopes. I saw you there in the chat earlier. Thank you, Waver, for $5 right now. You're the winner. Also, there's a second super chat that we just flat out didn't read because it came in at the end last week. This is my buddy Liam McEnany. Looking forward to having Christian Bladt on the premiere episode of Pop Culture Dumpster to discuss Jason Statham is a working man. That episode is now posted because we've recorded it. Head over to the Pop Culture Dumpster YouTube channel. Thank you for the $5, Liam. So right now he's tied for the lead for today because, the way the goal. Carl, HEBERGER, giving us $4.99. This actually wasn't that fun.
I don't understand.
Well, because I said it would be fun if everybody kicked us $5.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't kick us $5, Dick. You clicked. It gave us $4.99.
If you gave us another penny, you know what actually would really be fun, Carl, is if you gave us $10. That's when the fun will start. You'll feel it if you do it. Everybody else in the chat, we'd get $500 right now if everybody gave us $10. So I think that that's really what we do. And obviously, people understand at this point that the way that the show works is the highest US dollar amount. Chat, please, chat, do the conversion for us. As we said, Easy and I are dummies, but let us know what the high US dollar amount chat is, and we'll review before we go. We'll say, chat, is this right? And then everything will be fine, and I will sign off with it. So as I always like to say, you can put something dirty into my mouth, and I'm laughing because here's the Duke of the Delusional.
Yeah,
and I personally, I love the Duke of the Delusional. I'm a big
I do too. I do too. He's still a twat, but I love him.
Well, yeah, you're a twat, and I like you. So you see, it all works out.
We can be twatish. He writes, "I know him, but not the same guy, moron. I'm calling the VFW.
Why is
calling the Legion?
Why is his voice the Cowardly Lion?
If you were to listen to his voice, was Carl, I want you to really let him have it, Carl. I'm done. I'm done with you and your network. You're gone too far.
Yeah. Well, he also wanted a special, he wanted to dictate a special creep off, which is biggest creep on the WATP network.
This is what you're going to do, Carl. You're going to follow my orders.
Yeah. I've got a lot of questions about producer Chris. I think he seems far too likable. I think you scratch beneath the surface. He's probably the biggest creep on the universe, on the network, because he couldn't possibly be as nice as he seems.
It's probably, what's her name again? Lucy Snack Pack or something. It's her.
Yeah, I'm teasing producer Chris. It's definitely Lucy Tightbox. We all know.
See?
All right. Let's kick the show off where we need to kick it off today with some talk shows.
WATP, who are these talk shows? Who are these talk shows?
So as we were over there in the pre-show where we have the countdown and we have fun with the chat, we revisited some stuff from last week, including the Australian twin sisters who made an appearance. You told me they were on Jimmy Kimmel. I don't care about that. They were on a local show in Australia with a panel of people asking all the questions that we want to ask. Do you want to say anything about these two, or do you want to react after you see another clip of them? Because you told
yeah, let's just play it, and then I'll kind of let this breathe a little bit. I'm anxious to see what happened.
So how are you handling the attention and the reaction of the world?
Well, we've been focusing on the birds, what we do every day, and we're just taking one step at a time. We've got a few interviews tomorrow from overseas.
Oh. Yes. Of course, you help pelicans. This is what you mean by the birds. It's wonderful what you do.
So did you realize until this moment, because I didn't, that they help pelicans? So that's what they do with their time.
Well, yeah, I heard from a different source that they work in an animal type of setting.
Because people can't stand to be around them.
Right.
Yes, that's
right. Yeah, I can't see. And you can hear when they're talking that they're trying to do this because they've developed like a skill where one will slow down her pace so that the other one can figure what, and they're so used to, going, because they're not 100% perfect.
No,
but they kind of like one catches up sometimes and realizes the phrase that she's about to say, so then she'll catch up to it. It's a goddamn gimmick. That's what this is. These two. My opinion.
Okay, I'm back. Uh-oh.
What happened? I didn't even know you were gone.
Yeah, you froze, but maybe you only froze for me. So, yeah, that's all right. All right, so we have to get back to our clip, and this show works when the clips play, but if we're having any issue with that, boy, are we in for a doozy. So let's see. We've got the clip here. And let's see what bi-curious Cash Patel wants to ask them.
Views from all over the world. Clearly, speaking in unison is a thing that you do.
So you're still hearing the clip, right, Eric?
I can hear it.
All right. I don't quite know what's going on there. There they are.
How does this happen?
Well, it just happens, and we don't know why. But we have tried to talk separately, but we're not ourselves. It's not us, and it's very hard. And and we don't care about the critics. We tell people if you can't stand listening to us, simply just switch off the TV.
Do not switch off the TV,
guys. We're on TV. Don't turn it off.
They need to separate these two and have separate conversations and just see how they carry on, because they're trying to slow down. The other one's trying to speed up. They're trying to compensate for each other. They're trying to do this. That's like what their goal is, in my opinion.
Well, I love that you said that, because it's almost like you read the prep and you saw what's about to come. So,
oh my God. No, I didn't. I actually did. I looked at the clips, but I don't know what this is.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you only to answer it, Paula.
Okay, well, I'll try and answer it as best as I can.
Okay, I can see Bridget trying to speak.
I also think it didn't feel right.
It's so. How do you know what is going on that means that when one of you speaks, the other one just instinctively has the same thing to say? What's going on?
Oh, guess what? I wish I could answer that question. It just happens.
Okay, so we've gotten one answer out of her, and I know you can't see us. I'm not sure what's going on. Sorry,
I can. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So, but you watch the one on the left.
Yeah.
Our audio audience will have to trust us that she's just moving her mouth while the other one talks.
Yeah.
Bridget, I can see your mouth moving.
Bridget was mouthing the words.
Hey, Bridget and Paula, what happens when you're not with each other?
Well, guess what? We don't feel ourselves. We don't feel ourselves. And it's very hard. We had a bad experience in 2021 when COVID was around. My twin sister, Bridget, was in hospital for 16 days, and we couldn't see one another. It was traumatic to us.
Oh, I hate these women. I hate them. I'd rage out and beat both their asses.
Do you think that their cries of pain would also be in unison, or is that too much to hope for, Easy?
Honestly, That's wonderful. This must be their parents played a fucking experiment on them. This is one of those childhood things where, like, that kid that was raised with the monkey. This is probably in line with that. And they've so been next to each other and with each other that this is what you get.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to leave you to watch this third clip, and I'm going to see what I can do about fixing things, because doing that live on the show always goes well.
Either of you been involved in a romance?
Well, guess what? We're too busy for boyfriends.
Yeah,
we give all our love
okay.
to the wildlife. Yes. Men are too much trouble.
Men are trash. I think there were roughly 14 million women saying that with you in unison at that moment.
Ugh, my God. Who the fuck would ever be interested in that? That is awful. I can't even imagine being around these two for any significant
one
amount of
another.
time.
We all get on so well together.
I can't see this happening, and I don't wish it
So
upon
how
you.
did the
But
clip
have you
stop
two
in the
ever had
middle?
a falling
Is that what
out?
happened?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, good.
never, no way.
Well,
no,
let's,
we love one another.
So
no,
they're asking the important question about
All get in a room together. I can't imagine there's that much silence.
Horrifying, right?
No, guess what? Our family, we're a very close family, and we all love one another.
I don't know
we all
what
get on so well together.
I'm hearing
can't see
is
this
what everyone else
happening,
is
and I
hearing, but
don't-
I'm hearing the clip now while I'm trying to answer you at the same time.
Interesting. All right. Well, the clip is now paused, right? Isn't the clip paused at this point?
Now it is, yes. But
Yeah,
I was
let's-
able to hear all that shit.
Oh, good.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's all right. Apparently, it was probably time to do a little restart of the computer before we did the show today. But go ahead.
Oh, so did you just is that what
No,
you think we should do?
I switched my Wi-Fi, and that part seemed to be going better. But you let me know that it apparently isn't.
Mr. Majestic, who said Dr. Jew explained the condition last week. Well, first of all, I like that you added that, but can you maybe send some type of sideways insult and indicate that you're not over my troll yet? Well, in addition to your comment.
Well, yeah, he could have put the same comment and just called you an F slur. Like that would have been fine, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's still a wild thing to have to watch. All right, and we'll see if we can watch them talk about it. They don't have time for men.
Too much trouble.
Men are trash. I think there were roughly 14 million women saying that with you in unison.
Yeah.
So, do you like that they're heroes for women now? Those guys.
Yeah, well, that's what you got to do on the news. You just, I mean, the guys especially have to take the fall. Guys are stupid. You can walk all over guys. Don't you dare walk all over women.
Yeah, I was gonna say they were white knighting for them, but the one guy's incapable of white knighting. But
right.
Let's get back to that.
At that moment.
Well, Bridget and Paul, I mean, you obviously have this incredible bond and you've got many siblings. Like, what happens when you all get in a room together? I can't imagine there's that much silence.
No, guess what? Our family, we're a very close family, and we all love one another. We all get on so well together.
I can't see this happening, and I don't wish it upon you. But have you two ever had a falling out?
Oh, never, no way. No, we love one another. No, we love one another, and we're best friends. And yeah.
I just wanted to ask about your incredible fashion choices, because you're obviously winning.
God, these fucking questions? It's so terrible, these questions. I mean, clearly these two girls, this is abuse by the parents to not nip this in the bud.
Yeah,
You know?
I think they needed to be separated as soon as they started doing this. They needed to be thousands of miles apart. But now this chick is talking about how in the earlier clip, I don't know, they had like matching penguins or something, and now they have matching rainbows.
In the fashion stakes as well, ladies. Don't think I did not see. I believe it was bunny scrubs that you were wearing yesterday. And you've got some fantastic rainbows on today. Who's responsible for that? And do you always match?
Yes, we always match. Yeah, we just go to our wardrobe. We go, we'll just wear this today. Yeah, or even one of us will just pick the outfit out.
Sorry, I'm still blown away by what's happening here. Do you know when you're both speaking, is like the distinction between your own thought and your sister's thought gone? Like, do you not even know whether you're using their thoughts or your own?
Come on. You're overthinking.
I know. I wish we could know ourselves, honestly. I wish.
Yeah. So, look, he's asking at least things that I think anybody who saw those clips would have thought,
Well, I think people want to know the things that we've already brought up, and they want to know if they've ever had sex with the same guy. Has there ever been a three-way with a dude? Because that's what a lot of people are interested. I mean, these two women aren't really that attractive, but at some point they may have been about 15, 25 years ago, somewhere around there. Maybe
there has to be a point where they were, at least you'd look and be like, well, there's two of them, Thing you got double the inputs. Mark Atkinson. Are they connected at the twat? I don't think they're actually connected because they talked about being separated during COVID. Hughesy's heinous goutfoot, formerly Dame Taft, $1.99 super sticker. Thank you. Because the only way to get this show back on track is with money, people. Cold, hard cash. That's the only way. Have you had enough of these two, Easy? Or
oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes.
Is the chat loving them? Because you let me know they were on Kimmel, and I haven't watched that yet. I can bring that next week if people want more of these two.
No, Charlie here genuinely hates these two women. That's what he said.
Okay, yeah. Look, I find them fascinating. Everybody was talking about these two to the extent you probably don't know this, Easy. They were featured on Who Are These Socials? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Mike was a little disappointed. Blind Mike was that we'd already gotten to it. But, it's fine. There's plenty of room for all these freaks and creeps out there. Wouldn't you agree, Easy?
Absolutely.
All right. So at the risk of everything just going awry, I want to move on to a different interview that was getting a lot of attention. And this is former New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick, about to start off at the University of Tennessee. And,
UNC.
You know what? You're right. I don't know the difference. Thank you for realizing how dumb I am. You should have just left me out there because then somebody would be like, he doesn't even know. And the answer is no, I don't. So what we learned from this profile that they did for CBS Sunday Morning is I'm really proud of myself that I realized that Bill Belichick is actually Beliwhipped by his hot 24-year-old girlfriend, Jordan Hudson. And he is kept in line by Jordan Hudson. And I want to show how he's not usually the most interesting guy. I mean, his after-game pressers, it was lukewarm at best. And he was not a good commentator.
I think he's autistic. I think he's got autism. He's terrific at football, but he is fucked up.
I think he's definitely got the tism, I believe, is
I believe he's being taken advantage of. This is as fucked up as Manti Te'o getting catfished. This story right here is
at least we were able to laugh at the Manti Te'o story.
At least this is a real person. I mean, nothing's going to top Manti Te'o.
No, there's a phenomenal Netflix documentary about that for anybody who hasn't seen it.
It was so embarrassing. What a fucking moron that guy is.
It sure was, but he never leaves Hawaii, so I'm sure they don't talk about it.
But this guy is, he's got a disability. Bill Belichick his blood is full of tism.
Yes.
And he is now latched onto this chick. A lot of people are saying this chick is a sex worker even.
Well, that does factor into something she didn't want to talk about. So let's take a look at this snippet from CBS Sunday Morning.
Third change for Belichick is 24-year-old Jordan Hudson.
Wow, what a
his creative muse, as he writes in his book.
Make sure that's the
Jordan was a constant
she's
presence
right
during our interview.
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me. And
well, clearly he's not worried about what anybody thinks because he's got a big tear in that Navy sweatshirt that he's wearing. I mean, there's a huge hole at the top of that. You know, you're on TV right now, right? I mean,
yeah.
so,
he looks homeless.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, homeless with a 24-year-old piece of ass. You know, the dream that John Melendez had. Being homeless with a 24-year-old piece of
At this
ass.
point, he probably doesn't even have any money. Like, that's actually probably the only thing in his wardrobe. He's so broke because this woman has drained his balls and his account.
Simultaneously, yeah. So, yeah, he doesn't care what people think, though, Easy.
What's right? How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
So do you think that they're not comfortable commenting on it, Easy, because sex worker? Is that how they met?
Yeah, I mean, there's no way. There's just no way. The only thing interesting right now about Belichick is him and her. Their appearance, their age difference. No one gives a shit about UNC. No one gives a fuck about the Patriots. The only thing interesting is the 50-year gap between these two people. And I think he's getting taken for a ride.
Yeah, I am interested in him for, I would say, the first time ever.
Right.
You know, obviously, you can't ignore the tremendous accomplishment as a head coach. You know, there's success on the field, but as a person, I've never found him interesting. I like that he always wore a hoodie to everything. You know, that was kind of the one thing that I liked about him. All right. So so they start asking him about how he is very visible with Jordan on social media.
Though Hudson has recently posted about it on Instagram.
You joined InstaFace, as you put it.
Because he's old.
There's some great pictures of you and Jordan, where you're a fisherman and she's a mermaid. It's charming. It's a different side of you.
Great picture.
What's
the
reaction?
great picture.
What's it been like?
To have these different sort of photos. There's another one where you're doing, I know you're not into meditation or yoga or Pilates. You're balancing Jordan on your feet and she's doing kind of the Titanic pose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. That's a
Yeah,
fact.
so I'm on some of those social media platforms, but I honestly don't follow them.
What he does follow,
He has no idea
isn't
what he just
clicks
said.
or views.
No, he literally has no idea
Nope.
what he's talking about, what that guy's talking about. And yeah, you know, what we're getting is, you know, some stuff like, you know, they describe the mermaid picture. He's allegedly balancing her on his feet. I think that there should be some kind of wellness check. I don't know, Easy. I don't want to be worried about Belichick, but I feel like I have to be, you know?
Yeah, and I think that because I think Bill has kids from another relationship.
I believe so, yes.
I mean, they got to be like fucking freaking out here. What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
She's
going to end up with his rings, you know, and they're going to be left with nothing.
Someone said, so what? It's his life. No. You're right. I mean, believe me, I don't care about rescuing Bill Belichick. I'm just saying that this is the only interesting thing going on with Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
And it is pretty interesting. Anytime you got somebody who's a 50-year age difference, people want to know that shit. And if you're going to go ahead and put your shit on Instagram and look at my tits and well, you're going to get asked questions about that. Fuck you. If you're going to sit there and act like an asshole and not have anybody ask questions about what you're trying to get them to ask you about, go fuck yourself.
No, but Easy, I don't know if you heard his explanation. He might be on those platforms, but he doesn't look at them. So it doesn't matter that he's on them.
Right.
Yeah.
He has no idea. I don't look at them.
So we're getting reports from TMZ that Bill Belichick's 24-year-old girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, stormed out of his CBS interview at one point and expected him to follow, according to TMZ Sports. The outlet says Hudson even interrupted and corrected the coach when he was answering questions about football. And she reportedly delayed the interview by 30 minutes at one point when she stormed out of the room. So we're going to have to keep an eye on these two. These are the top couple of WATB.
There was an additional bit of comment about that North Carolina, now she has to be included in the text chains or in the email chains. Yeah. And she's calling herself like Minister of PR for Bill Belichick or some shit like that. She makes up some title for himself or for herself. Oh, boy.
By the way, we got this one a little earlier from the Lion and Cub. $2.01. Here you go, beggars. Give Christian 65%.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. He does more work than I do.
But that's true. But it's all right. We can split it up, and don't worry. Interesting. Carl's going to have to give himself back some of his super chat. I don't know how it works, in all honesty. But we appreciate that. All right. So look, we're having fun over here. We're dealing with Belichick, and we're going to have to keep an eye on him, as I said. But at this moment, I want to move things over to politics.
Who are these politics? Who are these politics?
And there's apparently a fairly big story that the Pope died. And we didn't really cover this last week because I didn't have a good video that really highlighted it. There's a very real chance that JD Vance killed the Pope, right? People are saying.
I've been talking about that. Yeah. It was just so incredible. The day 12 hours later, the Pope's dead.
And look, I've been very critical of JD. I've said he's an idiot and he can't do anything. If he killed the Pope, I'm going to have to take it all back because he goes to say hi to the Pope and then he's dead, like not even a full day later. Like you said, it's 12 hours. Yeah. So good for you, JD, if indeed you are responsible. So, of course, they have, big state funeral, one of those things at the Vatican. President Trump was there. So was Melania. But before we look at that, I was reminded of one of our president's greatest hits. So I want to kind of hit rewind a little bit and take a visit to something he said last fall to Laura Ingraham.
I totally admired about Sleepy Joe Biden is the following. He'd go to a beach. He'd lay down in a cot, barely able to get his feet through the sand. He'd lay down, and within minutes he's sleeping, and you have cameras watching him. I could never do that. I would never be able to sleep like that. That's about the only thing I think that was wonderful. It was a disaster. This man was a disaster. I don't sleep much. You don't sleep much. A lot of people that love what they're doing don't sleep much, I find. And so far, it's been okay.
I sleep a ton, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If I can ever squeeze in a nap in addition to my 10 hours at night, that's great. So, yes. So President Trump would not say, by the way, what I love about that clip is, we didn't have this at the time. They've gone in and added clips of Biden passed out at the beach, and it's amazing. So I hope our visual audience got to see Biden sleeping at the beach. All right. President Trump goes with the First Lady and he visits this, he's there. He's sitting next to Melania and this is what's happening. Okay. He's teetering. Almost. I don't. No, that's not now.
I don't think that's Pope footage that you're looking at.
No, it is. It was definitely in context.
I thought he had a blue tie on and a blue suit.
He had a blue suit, but the lighting is.
Oh, he's falling asleep.
And Melania is just like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I only go to like 2 or 3 things a year with you, and you have the audacity to fall asleep during one of them." And, there were definitely plenty of people who were saying that, he's not sleeping. He's praying. And when have you ever known that man to pray in all the time that we've known him?
Now that right there, I thought was what you're looking at right now is Pope related.
Okay. Well, I've got
either way, he's asleep in both. I mean, this one, I think of the still image.
Yeah, the still image shows it.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Fucking mouth is open.
Yeah. Exactly. I believe there's a little damage rule. And look, I can't say I would stay awake for that.
No, I don't blame him at all. I mean, I grew up Catholic.
Sure.
And I've been to a lot of these things, and they're a drag. It's fucking, you wouldn't believe it. It's not easy to stay awake in anything Catholic. And he didn't want to be in there in the first place. I don't want anybody to think for a second that he gives a shit about the Pope. He doesn't.
No.
So I would actually encourage him to sleep. And I think that also it's worth noting how hot Melania is. And she's wearing probably the least revealing clothing she's ever worn. That, I'm telling you, she could wear a fucking burlap sack and would look great in it.
It's moments like this that you really wish your dick worked.
Oh,
yeah.
What a babe. Did you see all the dust up about the fact that he's wearing a blue suit?
I did. Yeah, I saw that.
That is such a pile of shit.
Well, when you consider but you consider how many men are there in dresses? They're wearing those long flowing robes. A blue suit is very tasteful.
As long as it's a muted color, that's all that matters.
Yeah, right. Exactly. No, we're in agreement on that. Like many in the administration, Stephen Miller is very adept at not answering questions when he doesn't want to. But every once in a while, a reporter just wants an actual answer to an actual question. And I did try to find who this reporter was, but nobody who covered this seems to know the guy's name. They all just said a reporter, or maybe they're all just lazier than I am. But let's take a look to a question that he got.
Criminals, worst of the worst. I'm not disputing any of the facts around the cases of these women who are deported and removed with their kids, but given you're looking for more money from Congress, ICE says they need more beds, they need more money. Is it the best use of the administration's resources to be going after moms of young kids, basically?
Do you yourself have an opinion on this subject?
I'm more interested in yours.
Well,
good answer, by the way.
What percentage of the, let's just pick an even number of, say, 10 million illegal aliens. Let's say that Biden released, I think it's closer to 20 million. Let's say he released 10 million illegal aliens into the country over the last 4 years. What percentage do you think we should let stay here of those 10 million?
I'm not trying to do a game show.
No, but I'm saying,
I'm just curious if you think that's
I
the
did
best
like
use
that
of...
guy.
Well, hold on.
It's not really a game show.
Is it your view that if a Democrat president releases 10, 15, 20 million illegals into the country, they all then should get to stay forever and for all of life?
Stephen, I don't have a view about what Democratic presidents do. I'm asking what the Republican president you work for and how he wants to
so you don't want to answer the question.
Yeah, so he's like, you don't want to answer the question. No. You're trying to not answer the question.
That's
So I love that guy because of the two things. He's like, I'm not here to play a game show. And I'm like, I don't care about a Democrat. Just can you answer a question about your boss? Oh, you don't want to answer a question. At least that guy's handsome, Stephen Miller, so.
Yeah, that's frustrating if you're the reporter, the fact that this guy has turned it back on him. You won't answer the question. I'm doing the goddamn interview here. What are you talking about?
Well, Carolyn Levitt, the White House press secretary, also tries to do this as well. Something comes up that I think is actually a really important point. And, when you present someone with an uncomfortable fact, they don't always want to talk about it. So this was earlier today.
This morning that Amazon will soon display a little number next to the price of each product that shows how much the Trump tariffs are adding to the cost of each product.
It's a baller move by Amazon.
A perfect crystal clear demonstration that it's the American consumer and not China who is going to have to pay for these policies.
I will take this since I just got off the phone with the president about Amazon's announcement. This is a hostile and political act by Amazon. Why didn't Amazon do this when the Biden administration hiked inflation to the highest level in 40 years?
They hiked
and I would
it.
also add that it's not a surprise because, as Reuters recently wrote, Amazon has partnered with a Chinese propaganda arm.
She's got it printed, so it must be
why
true.
Americans should buy American. It's another reason why we are onshoring critical supply chains here at home to shore up our own critical supply chain and boost our own manufacturing here.
Is Jeff Bezos still a Trump supporter?
Look, I will not speak to the president's relationships with Jeff Bezos, but I will tell you that this is certainly a hostile and political action.
Okay.
So that's why I let her talk for so long, because I love that the guy's follow-up is Is Jeff Bezos still a Trump supporter? And she's like, she has to laugh because she knows it's a good question.
Wow, that was okay. Everything about that I like. I like that Amazon did that.
I love that. Yeah,
I love that she in her response, she's like, yeah, well, Joe Biden, they didn't do that when Joe Biden raised inflation. Well, it's like, oh, wait a minute now. This is a little bit more of a easily quantifiable number than this arbitrary rising of inflation over time.
Yes, right, exactly. It's let's just let people see directly how it's being passed on to them.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know that like probably 75% of our chat all loves the tariffs. They know it's going to work. Some of us aren't so happy about it. And I like that Amazon's like, look, this is what we would charge you.
Right.
Here's what we have to charge you. So Carolyn kind of tries to run that briefing room better than Kareem Paul Pierre did. So it'll probably be more like this clip after that happens. This will probably be the rest of the day.
Does anyone have any questions for Patty or for me? No? I have a question. No? Anybody? Okay. We'll see you all later. The president will be at his dinner.
I have a question. No. Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? I just love the oh no. You think you have a question.
She's oddly hot to me.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Do you like a big dumper?
Does she have a big dumper?
Yeah. We watched her get up the steps to Air Force One. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like big dumpers.
Yeah. But you could stir the chili in it if you needed to.
She's got a cute face. Cute face.
I definitely agree. And considering what we sometimes get there in the White House briefing room, she's much hotter than Sean Spicer.
What was the one again? I think we just talked about it last week. The really hot chick.
Yeah, she's on Outnumbered on Fox. And,
the blonde.
You would want me to be Kayleigh McEnany.
Oh,
not
McEnany. Bombshell.
But yeah, Kayleigh, it's like McEnany, but that's Liam, and he's obviously very hot. All right, the good news is for Democrats. They've got it all figured out. They've got the solution. They've got the numbers. So here is Democrats on the offensive.
From the beginning. I will build this world from love.
So this is on the steps of the Capitol, and this is what Democrats are doing to show their strength here.
Fucking assholes.
By the way, he said, you know this song? No one knows this song.
He just wants to show off.
You've noticed that this footage is trying to pull out, and then you have the Free Palestine there. Giraffe says what?
A gay Jew. Hot.
All right, I appreciate that. And there was an election yesterday in Canada. Did you know about this?
No.
Yeah. I stopped paying attention when our friend, the great Cardiff Electric, let me know that his ticket, the Conservative Party, was not doing particularly well. This clip made me laugh. But by the way, leave it to Canada to figure out a way to make Mondays worse. Yeah, after you're done with work, go vote. Yeah, can you do that? So we have a very quick clip that I think is funny. And it really speaks to where Canada is right now. And we'll play the clip, and then I'll comment.
Who I voted for would be the best to take care of Trump. Because Trump is, I'm sorry to say, an ass. And he shouldn't even be president of the United States.
So it's just this little old lady, and I know they bleeped it, but she's like, well, but Trump, well, he's an asshole. The Conservative Party was projected to win, and then Trump had to keep running his mouth about becoming the 51st state. And the Liberal Party barely won, but they certainly won. And I'm pretty sure that's because everybody's like, no, we actually don't want to be the 51st state. So nice work up there. But I know Cardiff is going to try and get back on it. Count Eric Connor. That's the Hebrew lyrics for Ice-T's LGB NAF. Eric, why don't you super chat back and tell everybody what that stands for?
You want me to write it or text it?
No, I'm sorry. Your name is Eric as well. Count Eric Connor.
Oh, I know what that means.
Yeah. Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then go ahead.
I'm a fan
of Ice-T.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That he has a song called "Let's Get Butt Naked and Fuck." That's what that's all about.
Look, I saw the N and the F, and I just assumed those two stood for something that I was not going to go on record for saying, unless Eric Connor had written it out. Look, in the off chance that anybody feels like this segment has been at all biased, I'm going to bring you this clip from the Discord. This is from Robo Shitstain Mark 9000. This comes from Jesse Waters' show. They went out to talk to the people of Maryland to see what they really think about the deportation of this Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who is pitched by the media as a father who is living legally in the United States. But let's see what the people of Maryland think, Eric.
Maryland, designated MS-13 terrorist, and Donald Trump deported him. How does that make you feel?
I feel safer.
He gotta go. He gotta go.
Need to go. I mean, that's it.
But he was a father.
But he's still a terrorist.
Okay. I mean, but there's children living without fathers now.
He should have picked the tree, so he picked to be a terrorist instead of worrying about his children.
The Democrats, they want him back. They say he was wrongfully deported. He has a wife and a kid who's a citizen. They're calling this a national emergency. Is this a national emergency?
I wouldn't call it a national emergency. We got more things going on.
We have more things, more fish to fry.
I just found out about it, so I don't think so.
Okay.
What kind of national emergency?
So you get the idea that, and credit to Jesse Waters for having a very diverse group of people.
Yeah, I mean, you got all different ethnicities together there.
Yeah. There's the medium tone blacks. There's the black blacks. There's the light black. Yeah. So good job.
By the way, that's the Maryland guy, right?
Yeah. That's the guy that's.
So he's a gang member. I didn't know. They didn't say that at first.
Well, they've said
it was
that.
Like he ran a daycare or some shit.
Yeah, no, because look, gang members have kids too. Somebody's got to watch it. There is a photo that has mocked up gang tattoos that he actually apparently doesn't have. So I don't care so much about this story. I liked getting the people there, having the
I don't even care if this guy is like, if he's in the prison but he didn't do anything. I don't actually care.
Right. Yeah. No. Exactly. And they don't want to send him back either because they're like,
I don't give a shit. But
yeah, a senator went and had like lunch with him. That's great. Everybody wins there. All right, so let's head things over to sports because we have an important storyline from last week to continue.
Who are these sports? You know what I'm saying? Who are these sports? Let's see who's playing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what society.
So I doubled the audio on that, but you know what? It's still not loud enough.
No, it needs to be louder.
I'm going to quadruple it for next week. All right. Well, last week we had the occasion to celebrate the gang over at Inside the NBA, the TNT basketball show. Our friend Shaq, and those of you watching at the beginning of the show when we did the countdown, we replayed some of that clip. Shaq had to run off to the bathroom in the middle of the show. So let's see how the next night started.
Chuck's coming out for Inside the NBA.
Chuck walks out.
This casual stroll. Does not notice the porta potty.
I did not.
Over there.
Doesn't see it at first. All right, Chuck.
And then just before we decided, hey, let's keep it a secret until the start of the show.
Okay.
You finally figured it out. Started laughing.
Just dying laughing.
I did not even notice. I'm blind, man. I missed the whole porta potty. You're right, Travis.
Using the Kingman Thompson Harvey Chuck's fine.
Well, it is a party sometimes.
Rarely.
No, so it's a party
do,
sometimes.
Do the matches joke.
Well, Shaq gets up and he wanders next door to the Inside
so
the
you actually don't use it
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, last night, by the way, folks.
They're having some fun there in the control room.
This is what we've come to. This is what we've come to.
This is why it's the greatest show on television, Eric.
Can he actually get out of it? There's actually a lock on it.
Yeah, he hasn't locked the door.
No.
He's on the porta-john.
No, don't do it.
They're talking about tipping it over.
Come on, Kenny. Let's flip it.
No, that would be great.
Come on, Kenny.
Imagine
Let's flip it, man.
TK, let me know when I can tell people why we're even doing this.
Kenny, come on.
Okay, so
Kenny.
Last night,
take the super chat.
about midway through the show,
it comes out.
Here you go, Shaq. Shaq.
So I think one of whatever's going on, don't put super chats up during the clips is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, gotcha.
Because at least for me, do they go away for you when the super chats come up? Oh, it's really just for me. Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know that, but I know that on my end, it just seems normal.
All right. Well, it's me. It's not you. It's me. I'm the one that fucked everything up.
Kenny, let's flip it. Come on, let's flip it.
I'm not flipping that
Come
thing
on, Kenny.
with that man.
Let's flip it, man.
Let's flip it.
TK, let me know when I can tell people why we're even doing this.
Why are we doing this?
Come on.
Okay, so
Kenny.
Last night, about midway through the show,
here you go, Shaq. Shaq. Here you go.
So this was the flashback to the night before. They got him
Shaq
chuckling.
The call of nature last night, and just abruptly in the middle of a segment walked off.
So he's got toilet paper hanging out the back of his pants. Because Shaq's a comedian. Remember that. Easy.
Hey, you feel better? Oh yeah. Okay.
All right. God. So that's the start of it, and the fun continues. So it's not just shit sounds from off in the distance. Shaq, as Shaq is likely to do, takes it a little too far.
As a result, a franchise record 21 threes made by Minnesota.
See the flashback
I
again.
thought we were at a brown suit tonight. I had to pee, you dummies.
Oh.
Okay. Last time my
wrecking
name
it.
was Master P.
Hold it. You're the one walking out in the middle of the show, and we're the dummies.
Oh, look at it. That's
Angel Soft.
Master P.
Angel Soft, is that the
Toilet paper company, Angel
We're going to
Soft.
get you a new deal.
There you go.
Toilet paper.
You know what? I'm surprised you don't have a Depends.
All right, listen to Shaq here.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wipe it on you.
Oh, stop, man. Come on.
If y'all think I do
Always
this,
a
then I'm
step
going to
too
wipe it on
far.
you.
That's right, Ernie.
Always a step
Yeah,
too far.
it's like a tall, gigantic black version of me.
I took a boo-boo, then I'm going to wipe it on you and you.
He can't help
Wipe
himself.
shit on him.
Yeah, I'm gonna literally wipe shit on you. So they have fun over there, and so we've got Hughesy's heinous goutfoot, formerly Dame Taft, with a 99-cent super sticker. We much appreciate that. Was there another one there, Easy? You can read that while
Count Connor says, Christian, do you think Deion Sanders' legendary work as Miss Teen USA co-host caused his son's stock to drop? And then there's a YouTube clip. Now, I haven't heard of that. I don't know what that
I haven't heard of that, but we'll talk about Deion in a moment.
That's something to investigate later.
I've got a quick couple of hot mic moments. This is going to capture what I think all Lakers fans are asking this week. Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck are you guys doing?
So this is like a coach or some shit?
Yeah, that's the head coach. Yeah. So
God, I always marvel at when the coach comes out screaming at millionaires like that. That one day they're just gonna go, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're gonna put him in a porta potty and tip him over. A lot of teams have these, a lot of baseball teams have these elaborate home run celebrations in the dugout, but I've never quite seen anything like what the Baltimore Orioles are up to. The Yankees network cameras got a little too close because we get to hear what the verbal part of this celebration. So they're drinking out of some.
Suck my fucking ball.
Oh my God.
So I do want to make sure that we start that over. So they're drinking out of this hydration station. It's some kind of like octopus looking thing. And let's see.
And the hydration station. Suck my fucking ball. I guess the mouth should get cleaned out.
Wow,
so, and then Michael K says, their mouths should get cleaned out because obviously he heard what we all heard.
Oh,
but
God.
Yeah, when you can get, during a sporting event, you can get the question, you can get the phrase, "suck my fucking balls" on there. You're having a good
Right,
day, you know?
right. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I know our friend Box Eating Dad set a timer so that he could be here for today's show because I did promise him some Mets content, and if I'm gonna take valuable time away from this show, the Mets clips have to be pretty good. So we have reached a point in the baseball season where I need to start celebrating the Mets a little bit because I've had it all go away, by the end of May. So I want to enjoy this. But this is the Philadelphia Phillies broadcast to home run last week. You're going to hear their broadcaster, the great John Kruk. Listen for him the second Francisco Lindor swings his bat.
Oh, boy.
And a high fly ball to deep right center field. It is gone.
So just the that's par for the course where the Mets did sweep the Phillies in a 3-game series.
Oh, you're beaming about this.
Well, I do love the fact when you get a broadcaster who goes, "Oh boy," it's like, "Oh great, here we go again."
No, Krucker's great. I love him.
Fantastic.
I'm glad the Mets are winning. I like that shit.
I have a whole storyline of John Kruk trying to get into his email that happened over a few days earlier in the season. We'll get to it, but
I remember that clip.
Yeah. So, but if the Phillies get swept in a series by the Mets, and at one point they did have the best record in baseball last week, but again, I'm just here pounding my chest. That gave us an excuse to check on an old friend. Now, you might not remember the name Hunter Brody of Broads Media, but when I start to play this clip, and there's two of them, you're going to immediately think, yeah, I remember this guy. I definitely remember this guy.
I'm fucking pissed! I am pissed! Pissed! I am pissed! Where do I begin? Let's start very 1,000-foot view.
Sure, let's.
You're facing the Mets.
Yeah.
In Queens.
Right? Yeah, it's their home
The
park.
team that beat your ass in the NLDS last season.
Sure.
You're going into their stadium. How? Wow. How is that the way that you show up to the ballpark? We're at the point now where our manager can't even get a challenge in on time. Granted, Nick Castellanos was out by 1,000 miles, but that shows you the lack of urgency from the guy you're supposed to lead.
God.
I listened to his post-game press conference. I swear to God, I had a right hook ready to go to square up with my damn TV because I couldn't believe what the hell was coming out of his mouth. You know what he had to say? My hands are getting tight. My fingers won't even loosen up. They won't loosen up. I can't talk. I can't stand this team. He said, it's all just random.
Okay. So hold that thought that he says it's all just random. I got to ask you an important question after that.
Extraterrestrials, strange phenomena, missing persons, lost continents, myths, and monsters.
We examine these mysteries to determine, are they bullshit or not?
So is he that angry about, and it was part of a 5-game losing streak, but in the first month in the season, is he playing it up? I mean, our audio audience didn't see the way his eyes were bugging out.
He probably doesn't even give a shit.
He probably didn't even watch the games.
Yeah, that's a formula that I don't know if anyone's ever had success with it.
Sure.
I mean, outside of like when Stuart, what's his name? Stuart Scott? No, who's the guy? Is it Stuart Scott?
Yeah, from ESPN.
Yeah. His rants aren't quite like that, but.
Or are you talking about Stephen A. Smith?
That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Stuart Scott's no longer with us.
Yeah, that's the guy who had the Bell's palsy. I'm getting my black people mixed up.
Not the first time on the show.
Stephen A. is, he's kind of like the best at it or the most popular at it.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
people try to replicate that all the time, and it just is so phony and tired. And come on, Jesus fuck.
By the way, we had a chat from a past show. This is from KON Khan, the bullshit host. So the bullshit or not, that's from a movie called Amazon Winters the Moon. His name is Henry Silva. He was a bad guy in the Burt Reynolds movie Sharky's Machine. So
wow,
yeah, I didn't realize that guy's
there.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. So thank you, KON or Khan. I always forget how we're supposed to say that person's name. So because I spend all the time curating these clips, Eric, even though I think we're both in agreement that this is mostly bullshit, our buddy Hunter wasn't done yet.
Oh,
no. Random.
Because it goes so
That's
high.
not fucking random! Your team's not good enough! How many times have we seen them fail with runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs when you need to pour on runs? That 10th inning is a disgrace. That 10th inning is a joke. It is a serious issue that Kepler and Stott can do more damage. They couldn't get an extra base hit in this game. And by the way, we got Dave Dombrowski before the game trying to sell us. Hey, we put together a nice contract for Jeff Hoffman. He just wasn't ready to buy into it. Please.
So anyway, and that's basically for me and Box Eating Dad that I went back in on that. But I love that guy because of his commitment to the bit. If it is a bit, there's another guy who's the one who threw the chair. If you remember those clips during the playoffs, that guy's throwing the chair over like a pop fly that gets dropped. That guy doesn't sell it as well as this guy.
Okay.
So Hunter Brody of Broads Media, he's my guy in Philly. Him and Go-Go Gadget Wang.
When you say he's your guy, meaning he's there so he can give you audio and video that we make fun of.
Yes.
That
I
like him or anything.
No. I love that he's creating this content that I get to play on the show, and yeah. So anyway, I wanted to make sure we got that in there, partially because I promised it to Box Eating Dad. And, look, I don't want to let down somebody who goes by the nickname Box Eating Dad.
Right.
I think that he should be proud.
Box eating, ass eating. You got to eat something.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So we had this comment from my buddy Eric Connor a little earlier. Do you think Deion Sanders' legendary work as Miss Teen USA co-host caused his son's stock to drop? This is a valid question, but I do want to talk about the biggest story in the sports world, even if, honestly, I don't think it's worth all the attention that it got. And there are a ton of clips of ESPN's Mel Kiper ranting and raving during the NFL draft. He was shocked that teams weren't taking Deion Sanders' son, Shedeur Sanders, or Shedeur Sanders, as we'll hear in a moment, until the 5th round. So there's a ton of those clips, and I isolated the one that's the hardest to hear, but I also feel like it just kind of sums up what all the other clips are. So he's shocked that people haven't taken him because he projected him really high, which, by the way, is not the first time that Mel Kiper has really done a terrible job with his mock draft. But let's see how that conversation was going throughout the weekend.
Judgment on whether those who asked right or wrong, they did. Yep. So now, whenever you're in circumstances in life, whether you like them, whether you don't like them, whether they're fair or whether they're unfair, you might have to deal with it.
Right.
And now Shedeur Sanders has to deal with it. And for whatever reason, whether
he's not letting Mel talk. That's what I like about it.
Percentage, 0%, or it's a legitimate criticism of the way he conducted himself during the draft process. This was the result. Yeah. Now he has an opportunity to answer it. I think yelling at the NFL about it is not. There's not a quarterback. Boomer Esiason was not happy when he was the second round pick. Tom Brady was not happy. They dropped. How'd they turn out?
Okay, so I'm glad he mentioned Boomer Esiason, and we'll see him in a minute. So what are your thoughts on this? The fact that he was a highly touted prospect out of Colorado, where his dad is the coach, Deion Sanders. And he did not get drafted in the first, second, third, or fourth rounds. What are your thoughts on this, Easy?
Well, he says, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Deion, especially when he was young, Deion was one of the biggest assholes on the planet. So this guy's a dick. And unlike Deion, he's going to be handling the ball all game for your offense. Deion was returning kicks and as a cornerback. He was an island. You couldn't throw a ball near him or he'd pick it off. This is way different. So when they realized he could do everything with a football, Shedeur, except autograph it, and he's an asshole, fuck him. Now his stock's going to fall, and that's the end of that. I love it. This is great.
Well, you brought up a point that I was going to end with, but let's jump in here. Let's remind everyone that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. This is our great moment in broadcast history people will figure out the context.
Sanders apparently upset with Tim McCarver's criticisms of his two-sport day last Sunday. Felt like he would gain a measure of revenge, not with champagne, but by dousing McCarver with 4 tubs of ice water. McCarver was furious. So was CBS Sports. Rick Gentile, their producer, complained to National League President Bill White last night. McCarver wants a meeting with White as soon as he can get one. And after this confrontation,
he's not done, by the way.
Tim McCarver confronted Sanders.
McCarver's right here. Right now, here you go. I got a real man. You know that? Yes. You are a real man, Deion. I'll say that.
Yeah. Which is really all that McCarver can do.
I don't understand why he was saying he's a real man. He kind of is. He walked right up to you and dumped the buckets right on your head.
And by the way, did it again.
He kept doing it.
That's not a different angle. That's the second time. Yeah. And And years later, Deion said that he did that because McCarver was being so critical of him and his mama got upset. So there's a quote from an appearance on the Rich Eisen show, or Dan Patrick. So that's why he did that. But yes, so the apple does not fall far. Wait, why does he need a producer? What happened?
I don't even know what. I could see it.
If he said that like an hour ago, yeah, it's probably because the volume was low on that.
People were saying that there's no video, more than one. They're saying, "Oh my God, they're killing us now." What? So what? Obviously, there's a gremlin in the system. That's what this is.
Because I keep moving us around so that we can see the clips.
Yeah. So you know how it is. Because of that, now they're gonna say that we rape babies. That's how it is. Because there was a glitch in the system, they're going to kill us and be very hurtful and hurt our feelings is what's going to happen.
Well, that would be the first time that happens. So in any case, we have an audio clip. So everybody's going to be fine with this then.
Yeah.
Our buddy, Chris Mad Dog Russo boils it down the only way he can.
The Shedeur Sanders telethon is what it was. I mean, it just drove you absolutely crazy. I mean, it was like right from the get-go, it was all about Shedeur Sanders. Who cares? I mean, gee whiz. They are so in love with the Deion story and the Shedeur Sanders and, where he should be drafted. Mel Kiper conniptions every time he turned around. The Saints, how did they make a mistake here at Pittsburgh? What are they doing?
Yeah. So the reason I have that clip is that his name is Shedeur Sanders. That's actually, but I did want to get some of Mad Dog's comment on there as well. But his name is in fact Shedeur. So earlier, Mel Kiper references Boomer Esiason, who conveniently hosts the morning show on WFAN in New York. And he basically boils it down as to why all this happened.
And they took him off because the owner said, take him off. I don't want that guy. Shedeur Sanders just torpedoed himself. His attitude off the field at the combine, his dad didn't help him either. He was on podcast talking about, this is my son. If I can get him to where I want to get him to, I'm going to do that. But, when you listen to this kid talk right prior or at the combine about if you want a new culture in your locker room, I'm the guy to do that. I can turn it around. I mean, he's very high on himself. And I think he was very off-putting to many, many coaches and general managers in the league. And I'm telling you right now, and I know this after talking to 3 different personnel people in the NFL this weekend, they didn't even have him on their board. They took him off, and they took him off because the owner said, take him off. I don't want that guy.
So he's really laying in on him, but I needed that, Eric, so that I can justify feeling really good about the clip that I think a lot of people did see, which is the prank call to Shedeur Sanders. And we know the background of it. Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich, his son is apparently a senior, I think, at Ole Miss. And dad left his laptop open. So, of course, his son goes through the draft paperwork, finds the cell phone that Shedeur is going to have, and he makes a call. He makes a prank call, a good old-fashioned, what I consider good, clean, fun prank call, right? I mean, you remember prank calls used to be great. I mean, we had the Jerky Boys, we had Crank Yankers, Sal and Richard on the Howard Stern Show. I like a nice phony phone call. So they get a hold of Shedeur, and this is how that went.
Hey, is this Shedeur? Hey, this is Mickey Loomis here, the GM of the New Orleans Saints. How you doing? This is Mickey Loomis here, GM of the Saints. How you doing? Good, how are you, man? Good,
we've been waiting on
you. We have. It's been a long wait, man. We're going to take you with our next pick right here, man.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, man. Sorry about that.
Okay. So that's what they do when they get him. And I know our audience is going to understand when I say that the only thing that would have made that call worse was if he pretended to be Senator Bob Menendez on that prank phone call, because it was a tremendous opportunity. And you basically fucked with him a little bit. Now, a lot of people are seeing that clip, and a lot of people are showing that clip. What I came across was Shedeur's reaction after the call ends. So they had a split screen for during it, but this is the part that's kind of interesting.
What does that mean? What? What'd he say? I don't know. How you gonna ask us what it means and you was on the phone? You heard that?
He said you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Sorry about that.
Why did he call?
What the fuck?
Hey, that's fucked up. I don't know what that was. It's 50-50. But nobody got this number though.
It was private.
Huh? Did they just troll, bro? Man, he just got trolled, bro. They tripping now, fam. Now I'm gonna crash out, bro.
So they figured somebody's like, man, you just got trolled, because they're watching on TV. And
are you ready to hear my conspiracy theory?
Please. I am always ready for a good conspiracy theory.
So the kid makes the call, the kid videos the call, the kid posts the call.
Sure.
He's 21 years old. He had to have known he was going to get busted. My theory is Sanders was such a piece of shit that the Falcons coach said to his son, here's the number. Fuck with him. You're not going to get in any trouble. Don't worry about it. The Falcons were in on it. They hated that guy. So was this guy. They all hate Shedeur Sanders because he made such a bad impression upon them when he met him.
Right.
Everything's fine. Go ahead and fuck with him.
I find that to be very interesting. I think you mentioned him earlier. Stephen A. Smith decides to swoop in and take all the fun out of this.
Oh.
He also is probably not in line with your conspiracy theory, but let's check out what Stephen A. had to say about this.
It's not criminal, but it's unethical, it's classless, it's amoral to some degree, and I'd like to see the face of that kid, because sometimes you need to be embarrassed. That's what needs to happen to you. Now, in my opinion, this kid, I sincerely hope, to Jeff Ulbrich, I sincerely hope he whipped his kid's ass.
Oh,
that's an ass whipping. That is a required ass whipping.
Required ass
your
whipping.
Dad is a defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. You go into his laptop computer and find a number for Shedeur Sanders. And you prank call him. First of all, it was cruel and it was classless to Shedeur.
It's classless.
It jeopardized your dad.
Okay, now that might be
what
true.
What if the Atlanta Falcons didn't believe it was your dad? That it was.
He doesn't believe it.
What if they had believed
Look at
it
that
was
guy
him?
in the
And
middle.
I don't believe that for 1 second. I don't
Looks like
believe
Trump at the Pope's funeral.
The defensive coordinator for the Falcons. I don't believe that man did. I don't believe he had anything to do with this. I think it would be unfair to accuse him of that.
Well,
but what if the Falcons didn't believe him? What if the NFL didn't believe him? Your dad could have lost his job.
All right.
And because you want to you want to prank somebody,
yeah,
okay? And
pranks
be
are great.
Cruel and insensitive, knowing what Shedeur must have been going through, you would be some privileged little brat that would do something like that and take joy out of somebody's misery like that at the expense of your father right now. Who was thinking about? We've talked about a lot of things in football.
So
I want the other guy now who's yelling.
Who's the entitled brat? Is it Jeff Ulbricht's kid, or is it Shedeur Sanders, who was big league in it, as they would say in another sport? So yeah, I felt like it couldn't have happened to a nicer family. I didn't really know much about Shedeur Sanders before this weekend, but you hear every assessment of the situation kind of goes in line with what Boomer Esiason said. Now, this story was so big, it actually crept into the world of politics, if we can backtrack for a second. And EZ, you sent me this. This is from, I think, yesterday, the White House press briefing. And our hero that we deserve and our hero that we need, Peter Doocy, wants to bring this up in the press briefing.
The president's Truth Social post, the Browns finally took Shedeur Sanders. Does the president think he deserves credit for Sanders getting picked? And does he think going to the Browns is better than being undrafted?
Hey, all I will say is the president put out a statement, and a few rounds later he was drafted. So I think the facts speak for themselves on that one, Peter. We'll go to the back row in the middle.
So you think Trump's post had anything to do with the Cleveland Browns, or just the idea that, like, it's the 5th round, fuck it, we're terrible, why not?
Yeah, that's just an opportunity for Doocy to try to charm get into the skirt of that chick with that question. That's all that was.
Yeah,
right
and
there.
Giraffe says, thank you, Trumpy boy. And Calvertons feel like, what a dumbass. Yeah. Chad's missing upper lip. I'll take her to Browntown.
I haven't heard Browntown before. That's funny.
I do. Yeah.
I like that joke.
And that is, and the Lion and Cub says, this is God's plan. But that comment from Chad's missing upper lip could not come at a better moment, because I have made you all wait for the entire show to be able to share Chad's missing upper lips bear clips that he sent to me.
WATV, who are these bears? Who are these bears?
So I had to break this up because there's a really funny song usage in the middle, but it is a very copywritten song. So please let us know if you're able to see these, because you're going to hear people reacting to seeing some bears outside some kind of rural cabin. But and believe me, the audio is great in and of itself, but I want to make sure that everyone's able to see this as well.
Y'all finna run back in because
they come around to the grill now.
They're walking around.
No.
This is running the cabin. Back up.
Back up, Terry.
It's around the cabin, man. We stuck.
You're there. Hi, cutie.
You jump, I'm jumping.
Hi, cutie.
Hi. Yeah, watch out that gate, don't walk, nigga.
And the comment on the screen kind of gives it away.
Oh
boy.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So, oh shit, bears can jump. So at that moment, we get the song "I Believe I Can Fly," which is from an artist we still celebrate here on the show, R. Kelly.
Yes, he's kept in prison. He shouldn't be in prison.
Wrongly. Yeah. Like, he's just doing what we would all do, right?
Right. I don't blame him.
All right.
For
so
peeing on children.
Yeah, so I have this next segment without audio because it has that song, and it's not the problematic nature to the song, it's the copywritten. So you see everybody starts running inside when the bear hops the fence.
Yeah.
And it's a little slow-mo. We have the song, and there's a little bit of some resolution here for this bear clip. And thanks again to Chad's missing upper lip for sharing this. You might be getting a feel as you hear the people reacting to it. You might be getting a feel, Eric, for why I didn't feel like we should start the show with this clip. I think it might set a tone that maybe we weren't ready for.
Okay. All right.
And it's also, look, it's good business to save the Bears for the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the one lady still says, "Hi, cutie."
Went there at the door.
Why that nigga jump so fast?
Y'all thought it was game. Y'all thought it was game.
Black people. Doing black
They realize that the weed is out there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, see, you thinking that black? Why that joker jumped?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so.
Y'all thought it was game.
Y'all found the weed.
Was it like eating the weed?
Well, it's just a plate now. And
that joker jumped on the thing.
Yeah, so he just jumped the thing. So these people are trapped in the house because there's bears outside. And yes, bears can jump, and they didn't necessarily know that. Bears can jump. Specific pigmentations of bears are probably better jumping than others. You know what I'm saying? Easy. So in any case, I wanted to share that. Thank you to the great Chad's missing upper lip, El Dirtbag.
El Dirtbag says, "Hey, are they watching a movie?"
They are being very vocal there.
I don't get this joke. The Lion Club podcast wrote, "Grandma is here."
I don't know what that means, and I also wasn't sure why when Chad's missing upper lip sent that to me, he referenced chicken jockeys. Which
that's
was
weird. I don't know that reference.
The scene in Minecraft. What did Wire Christian say? I didn't get a chance to read.
He wrote, "Did a white person tell him to shut up during the film?"
I don't even know what that means. Do you get that, Eric?
I don't either. Are they suggesting that black people talk during movies?
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't go to those theaters, so
yeah,
I'm not actually sure. Well, that is our show, and I will have to revisit the tape, as they say, and figure out how to make sure that all of our bells and whistles work. Eric, when I'm more laid back than other times on the show. This is one where I'm sweating a little bit because it's a lot of work.
That's the thing.
The clips don't play the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, that's a it's a live show. You don't, you can't really it's difficult to try to put into words how hard that is. But it kind of messes with your brain when technology is betraying you.
Yeah. So as I said, that is our show. I did mention that you can go to whoarethese.com to find the number for the voicemail, or you can do what our buddy Dame Taft did, and you can send me an email, blackcast@gmail.com. I'll put that up. And I trust Dame Taft so much, Eric. I have not listened to this yet. So let's listen to it together.
Hey, WATB. I was going to leave like a smart-ass wisecracking voice message, but it bombed. I just wanted to say I think you do a terrific show, and I think that people should contribute more, and you do good work there. I'm very pleased with the product there. And Zane, you should put one of those dogs in your lap. It could be worth some extra money, and make the jingles louder. Okay, bye.
Oh. All right, that was the most important thing that you said there, Dame Taft. That's honest feedback that we need to make the jingles louder. So thank you very much, and you can be certain that we will do that. And if you want to be like Dame Taft, you can just email your voicemail to me, Blattcast, BLADTCAST @gmail.com. And also, Dame Taft, I've heard some new stingers and intro music that you've done for Who Are These Socials. We would be honored if you would want to create a song for one of the segments on this show. So anytime you want to do that, I'll even play it. Well, I can't play it sight unseen because I got to listen for copywritten music. But I want to play it sight unseen. I also need to take a moment, Eric, that I do have to pat myself on the back that about 3 years in from my first appearance on Who Are These Podcasts, I might just finally be starting to break through, as was mentioned on the most recent internet news.
Patreon, Brandon from Georgia writes, gotta hand it to him. Christian Bladt was not too bad this episode. Principled Uncertainty notes, Christian is the foremost academic on second basis for rightly forgotten alternative bands.
All right, I appreciate that. People understand they understand my wheelhouse, the skills that I offer. And there was also a voicemail. He talks about some other stuff, but it ends really strong. So this was from last Wednesday's WATP.
Listening while driving again. I heard the reply to my voicemail, and honestly, Christian Bladt was right on point. I keep on listening to the live version of the show. So I suppose if I went into the Spotify feed, it would be better off. And you're right, it is a live show. So shout out to the great Christian Bladt.
So the only reason I played that is that he ends with saying the great Christian Bladt.
The great Christian Bladt.
That's going to be a new drop.
And
I will, at least for next week, I will introduce myself as the great Christian Bladt.
I would.
So,
I think you deserve that.
I've earned it, even if
Absolutely.
people couldn't see our clips this week or some of them. I don't know what happened.
It happens. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, we
a
appreciate
lot
that.
of moving, non-moving parts.
So let's see. We didn't get this. To Wired Christian with $5.01. I'd like to say Christian Bladt had a long career in WATB, but I'd be lying. Carl was not a very happy man with the show stopping Starefest. Well, that's all right. I appreciate that.
Really?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Who knows what the fuck he's talking about?
Good for Dwyer Christian.
Yeah,
So,
I'm happy.
Our friend Ange is still the big winner, so I'm going to do two of those. But Eric, please let people know where they can find more of you, sir.
You can just find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, audio everywhere. And if your names are Mr. Majestic or Duke of the Delusional, you can reach out to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. If you feel like you've been hurt and you're sad and you want to get those bad vibes out, you can send me messages, and I'll be happy to read those messages from you. Wounded souls. I hope that you're okay.
When you find yourself in times of trouble, Mother EZ, comfort.
I am here for you. Yeah. You very soft, gentle.
That's Eric Zane talking.
Men.
I would take my image away, but then I feel like I would break something.
I am here for you, fragile flowers.
Yes, exactly. And I want to remind everybody that WATP and the Dick Show will be at City Winery in Boston, June 21st. Go to WATP Live for tickets there. And of course, next weekend, Hackamania in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, hackamania.com. Promo code WATP. And we appreciate that. So everybody do that. My personal podcast is The Blackcast, BLADTCAST. And also please subscribe to 100 Songs That Define Heavy Metal, wherever you find podcasts. Best of all, I'm almost never on that show. It's hosted by Metal Blade Records CEO Brian Slagle. We've had some great guests from the worlds of hard rock and heavy metal. Check out 100 Songs That Define Heavy Metal. So, that is all the time for now. As always, and I do mean always, easy, I am Christian Bladt, reminding you that not every mic, every mic is a hot mic. I don't even remember my shit.
Come on.
Well, I should start writing that out. This is Christian Bladt reminding you that every mic is a hot mic. And I'd like to say Christian Bladt had a long career in WATB, but I'd be lying. Carl was not a very happy man with the show-stopping Starefest. And I like giving slow people a stranger's hand.
It sounds sexual.
It sounds very sexual. See you next Tuesday, everybody.